Hi there. It is 3 o'clock, so I'm going to start our webinar for this month. Welcome to the Hidden in Plain Sight webinar series. Today we're going to be talking about stash compartments. I am Holly Todd, and I work at Northeastern Utah Educational Services. And this webinar, we're going to be talking about what are they carrying in that thing? Stash compartments, diversion safes. There's a variety of names they are used for, and if I am recording this, and if you want to share it, please feel free to do so. At the end, I will show you a link where you can find this and all other of the webinar series. So today's objectives, we want to basically have an introduction to stash compartments, what are commonly available compartments, why is this a concern for our teens, and then finally some next step or now what strategies. Many diversion safes, also known as stash compartments or concealment devices, can appear as common household items. Such safes are crafted to look and feel exactly like the products that they mimic. They also are weighted to feel like a normal object, so even if it is picked up, we may not discover the contents inside unless we examine the item closely. Diversion safes come in many shapes and sizes and may be disguised as personal care products, household items, food, or beverages. Many safes are exact replicas of the item they mimic because they are remanufactured from the original containers. For example, a soda can safe may be advertised as a realistic replica that fills full of liquid, does not accidentally open up, and has a top that must be screwed on or off to access the inside. A water bottle safe may include real water with the bottom filled with liquid and a hidden area behind the label. Candle diversion safes may function as real candles and burn up to 4 hours, largely decreasing the suspicion that these items actually have a different purpose. Because these items are not common hiding places that we routinely search, the illicit materials inside the safe may remain undetected. Any individual can purchase a diversion safe for legitimate purposes. How many of us have traveled with hidden pockets in our clothing or luggage? While most stash compartments can serve legal and legitimate purposes for most people, they also may attract the attention of those who want to hide things with not so legal intentions. Manufacturers advertise diversion safes for their legal purposes as a way to protect someone's personal valuables or provide privacy. However, diversion safes disguised as common household items can also provide a convenient hiding place for incriminating items such as drugs and illegal substances. While most retailers of diversion safes don't explicitly describe all their uses, a product advertised as a discreet repository for legally prescribed drugs might also attract the interest of those intending to hide illegal substances. The illicit function of diversion safes became more publicized in 2007 when professional football player Michael Vick was suspected of attempting to smuggle marijuana through an airport security station. He arrived at the airport carrying a 20-ounce bottle of water that appeared to be full. TSA personnel told him he couldn't carry it through security and would have to empty it to go through the gate. When they more closely inspected the bottle, they discovered that it actually had a hidden compartment containing marijuana. Michael Vick later said that he had the bottle for years and used it to hide jewelry and his earrings. School personnel and parents must remain aware of the variety of safes or stash compartments available and the vast array of internet and retail stores that sell them. In fact, many of the examples that I'm going to show you today are available for purchase from Amazon.com with a simple search of the words hide drugs or stash compartments. Many websites post written instructions and videos to teach users how to make secret compartments out of household items, such as decks of cards, CD cases, MP3 players, and travel coffee cups. These instructional materials increase the availability and accessibility of safes, especially for our teens. If individuals can make their own safes, they no longer have to spend money to purchase them or wait for them to be delivered. Such how-to videos teach teens to cheaply and effectively hide items, particularly if they expect to undergo a search of their belongings and property. This knowledge can help parents and educators be more aware of what might pass through the classrooms and homes undetected.
Earlier this week, the Bradford County Sheriff's Office called this an ingenious way to hide drugs, stuffed into a fake Fanta soda can, but not ingenious enough to outsmart the deputies who found the secret stash during a traffic stop.
Soda cans and other devices that look and work like everyday items but are made with a secret compartment. They're easy for your kids to get a hold of, and as you're about to see, they're an easy way to hide things from a parent or guardian.
Yeah, and in this case, one local mom, pretty confident that she couldn't be fooled herself, let News4JAX consumer investigator Lauren Verno hide fake drugs around her house and put her to the test.
Wow, okay, you got me.
Just a few hours earlier, Ponte Vedra mom Elizabeth Alford told me it was going to be almost impossible to hide fake drugs around her kids' rooms without noticing. So let me explain how we got to this moment. How are you? Alford is a mom to a 16, 14, and 11-year-old. You have a packed house.
I do.
And she was not only willing, but excited to let us take over her home. Why did you agree to do this?
I have what I think are really good kids. However, I know that they will make bad choices. I know that they're going to make mistakes. I know that that's coming at some point. And so your story intrigued me because I want to make sure I'm alert and on top of what's going on.
With that, I went upstairs. This is the hard part. Starting in her 16-year-old son's room. The rooms are very clean. Channeling my inner teenager, I hide all of the items, as promised, in plain sight. All right, 6 items. And now it was Elizabeth's turn. So we've hidden fake drugs inside your kids' rooms. Within a few minutes, Alfred gives up on the bedroom, turning her sights on the bathroom.
Okay, I only know that because it's not the brand I buy.
Open it.
Oh no, it's real deodorant.
And with a little maneuvering.
So that's cocaine.
Would you have found that?
If this had been the brand that he wears, I would never have checked that.
Now that you know, you found the first one.
Oh my gosh, this is going to be hard.
Next, we move to her 11-year-old's room. She checks the desk for a few minutes, completely overlooking one of the stash devices.
This is scary. This is really scary.
You can skip rooms. You can skip areas.
Okay,
You can go to the
let me
next
do
one.
her bathroom.
That's where, after almost looking right over it, Alfred finds the next hidden item.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Heading into the final room, Alfred finds the water bottle with the hidden compartment for alcohol pretty quickly. But after that...
I don't know. How could you hide something? Yeah, I give up.
So there's actually 2 in there.
There are 2 in the makeup drawer?
No, there's 2 in this bathroom right now.
2 in this bathroom?
The drawer she looked over 3 times. A chapstick filled with fake pills. And in the next drawer, a lint roller filled with fake marijuana. Then turning our sights back into the second room. This is something your kids could hide drugs in.
Oh my gosh.
Open it. And even when telling Alfred there were hidden drugs inside.
So you all are going to have to edit me trying to get these things
No,
open.
it's built like that. You ready?
Yeah. Get out. Oh my gosh.
Which leads us back to where we started.
Yeah, I'm just kind of blown away right now.
6 items hidden in plain sight. These secret stash devices, all marketed online as legitimate hiding places. A hollowed out lint roller, hairbrush, water bottle, deodorant, chapstick, and Sharpie. I bought for less than $10 a piece, delivered in 2 days. Something News4JAX crime and safety expert Ken Jefferson says should be eye-opening for anyone with kids. Looking at all these items, what is the one thing you want to tell parents?
These are serious issues that's in our society today that we've got to be cognizant of. We can't hide our head in the sand thinking that, oh, never my child, because you never know.
I told you when you came, I said, I have 2 neat freaks. You're not going to be able to hide anything in their rooms. And boy, was I wrong.
You heard News4JAX crime and safety expert Ken Jefferson in our story. He says that there are 2 warning signs for parents to watch for. First, a major clue can be the price tag. For example, look at your Amazon account and then your purchase history. And for instance, if you see a $10 charge for 1 Sharpie, something that should cost really about $2 for a pack of 2. That means you're going to want to investigate further. Definitely ask some questions.
And a
about that.
second warning sign, if you are normally the one to buy things like deodorant or hairbrush for your child, only now your child has an item that didn't come from you, you need to ask about it and take a closer look.
Thanks to Lauren Verno for our story there.
So in this presentation, we're going to explore several examples of stash compartments, highlighting their innovation and practical applications. We'll look at items ranging from everyday clothing with hidden pockets to tech gadgets that offer secret storage solutions. By the end, you'll see how easy it is to overlook everyday items as concealment devices. I also want to remind you that not every teen is looking at these items as potential stash compartments. In fact, most teens are not. And at the same time, it is important to recognize that there are some who are. Sometimes when we aren't thinking about how an item could work in this way, it is hard to figure out how it could be used to store illicit drugs. So now you need to put on your thinking caps, become creative. I'm going to show you 19 items that are purchasable stash containers. Once again, most from Amazon. Think of how it might be able to store and stash things that want to be hidden. Also keep track of how many of these everyday items you might have in your classroom, purse, or home, or at least something that looks similar to these everyday items. So we're going to start with household items. I never thought about a screw and a nut and bolt being able to be a stash compartment. I thought this one was interesting because so many of our cars now have fobs instead of actual keys. You saw this one on the video, and it is actually a workable Sharpie. This is a charging device. I actually have one that looks like this at home, and I went home and I took it apart, and yes, I can see how it could be a stash compartment. Another one of these gadgets that I see frequently, and I actually have 2 or 3 different versions of it myself. There are so many personal care items that could be used for this purpose, and they could be purchased as a regular hygiene item and then repurposed in this way. Once you start to recognize that you are looking for hidden compartments, it becomes easier to find where you might look at the item more closely. I think this one is not as good as some of the others. The end of the Kleenex container is a hard solid, but from a distance, you can see how it could fool people. And even though this one is purchasable as a stash compartment using Speed Stick, any deodorant container could be used for this purpose. This is an individually wrapped tampon, and I think this was interesting because during a presentation that I attended, the officer talking about stash compartments said that this is one that the girls will regularly use in high schools and middle schools and have it in their backpack. Most male teachers and administrators won't ask a girl about her tampons. A female teacher or administrator would know that this item does not replicate a tampon when you see it in real life. It's not the right size, but once again, most educators don't want to talk to a student about their menstruation products. These food and drink containers are some of the easiest to make at home, but you can also purchase them already complete. The can of Pringles actually comes with real Pringles inside, so when you open the top, it looks like it's a can of Pringles. Any canned food item can be turned into a diversion safe, but who's really going to go back through their every green bean container in their food storage? So maybe look at your food storage too and see if there's a hiding place. Carrying water bottles has become so popular. I have several sitting on my desk. Not only are we proud that our kids are staying hydrated, but they've also become a personal reflection of their personality with the stickers that they put on them and how they decorate their water bottles. But both water bottles and these popular drink cups might be popular for a different reason, not just because they are the stylish mug to carry. This is the type of water bottle that was referenced in the Michael Vick and airport situation. In several of the videos that I looked at prior to this, this one is one of the most popularly hidden diversion safes. And then you can find almost any soda can. What is interesting about these is that they are weighted to indicate that the can is full. Some of the weights are spot on and you wouldn't be able to know that it wasn't a full can, where others are very obvious that it is not a can of soda. The thing about wearable stash compartments is that some of them are designed with the purpose of hiding drugs and have logos that indicate their intent, while other clothing items have turned into stash compartments just because the original design facilitates it. Take a ball cap, for example. This one has a patch on the front that says High River Good Times with a marijuana leaf. It is advocating for the use of marijuana. The flap in the front of the inside is actually a sealable pocket to help hide your stash. Now think about other baseball caps. Many also have a flap in the front to provide structure and support to the hat. It is a natural storage place for illicit substances. Seedless is a brand known for incorporating stash compartments into some of its products, particularly its clothing and bags. These hidden pockets are designed and marketed for, quote, discreet storage of personal items like cash, keys, and small essentials, enhancing both functionality, style, convenience, and value, end quote. Seedless is a well-known brand among specific populations as a way to carry your items without others knowing, since the pockets are so well hidden and they are smell-proof that even a drug-smelling dog has been fooled by their product. These are stash flip-flops that were found online for $23 to $50, including shipping. One popular brand is Reef, which also includes a bottle opener in the bottom of the sandal. And my final wearable item and stash compartment is the scrunchie that now has a hidden zipper. I'm going to guess that you are very much like me and have a version of almost every one of the 19 items in your home, car, or classroom. The idea isn't to start trying to break students' Sharpies in half or start unscrewing the bottom of your students' water bottles, but it is to hopefully raise awareness to the idea that almost anything can become a stash compartment. And the more discreet and normal the item is, the more likely it could be in our classrooms and homes without us even knowing. While the idea of stash compartments may seem harmless, even fun when used for deception, they can lead to serious issues that affect a teen's well-being, relationships, and future. It's important to foster open communication and create environments where teens feel safe discussing their feelings and challenges. Here are just a few areas of concern when it comes to teens and stash compartments. Legal risks. Many stash compartments are used to hide illegal substances, which can lead to legal trouble for teens if discovered. Even if not actively using, possession of certain items can lead to serious legal consequences. I think this one's a big one, the trust issues. Hiding items can create a lack of trust between teens and the adults in their lives. Keeping secrets can strain friendships and family dynamics, making communication more difficult. Another one is safety concerns. Stash compartments may conceal items that can be harmful, such as drugs, weapons, or other dangerous objects. Friends or younger siblings might stumble upon a hidden item, leading to potential safety risks or misunderstandings. Encouragement of risky behavior. Using stash compartments can normalize hiding behaviors, potentially leading to further risky actions. Teens may feel pressured to hide items to fit in or appear cool, which can lead to unhealthy choices. Maintaining secrecy can lead to increased stress and anxiety as teens worry about getting caught or the consequences of their actions. Hiding behaviors can isolate teens from their support system, making it harder to seek help when needed. And the last one, lack of coping skills. Instead of addressing issues openly, teens may resort to hiding their problems, preventing them from developing healthy coping mechanisms. So what do we do? If you've caught a student or your child with a stash compartment, it's important to approach the situation thoughtfully. Obviously, some of these tips are going to be more appropriate for home than with school, but I wanted you to have all of the information so that you might share as needed. The first thing is to stay calm. Your initial reaction may be of shock or anger, but staying calm will help facilitate a more productive conversation. Find a quiet, private space to talk. Timing matters. Avoid discussing it when emotions are running high. Begin with an open-ended question. For example, can you tell me what this is about? This invites dialogue rather than confrontation. Give them the chance to express their thoughts and feelings without interruption. Show that you value their perspective. Explain why you're concerned about the stash compartment. Focus on safety, trust, and potential risks involved rather than just rule breaking. Also, let them know that there are consequences. Ask if there's a reason they felt the need to hide things. Understanding underlying issues like peer pressure, anxiety, or a desire for independence can help you address the need. Clearly outline your expectations moving forward. It's important to set boundaries while also allowing room for healthy independence. Let them know you're there to help and support them. Offer resources or suggest talking to someone if needed. Use this opportunity to discuss the potential legal and personal consequences of using stash compartments for risky items. And finally, demonstrate open communication and healthy coping strategies in your own life. This sets a positive example for the individual. We're going to watch another video that is similar to the first one that we watched, but it points out a few other tips that I thought were important to share.
Hidden dangers in your child's bedroom. That is a reality that parents need to understand. Linda, I know you talked to some experts about this. The answers could actually be concealed and right in your own home.
Right in your own home, and that's kind of the really scary part about this, Todd. As parents, it's a question we all kind of face. What if your child was hiding drugs? Do you think you'd know? Well, what we found out, most of us would say yes, but what we found out might surprise you. Take a look at all of these things. All of these things are possible ways to hide drugs, vapes, or alcohol. Now, this pen right here actually writes, but if you pull it open, it's a vape.
It's a vape, okay.
And then take a look at this phone. Just looks like a normal phone, but it's actually a flask. And that goes up and down and can close that flask
This
off.
is the one that blows my mind.
This is the really scary one. It looks like water. You can see the water right inside, but twist that off. Inside,
So it's not a water bottle.
it's not a water bottle at all. It's a way to hide drugs. So tonight we're going to teach you how to find what's hiding in plain sight.
Yeah.
Keeping our kids safe in a dangerous world. That's the goal of the Bonneville Youth Development Council. And this is their latest weapon to help fight the war on drugs.
Yeah, that's scary stuff.
Their goal is to save lives.
We're trying to build a community up as a whole, I think, to educate and to get these kids the help that they need, to bring everybody together to save these kids' lives, because these drugs they're decimating these kids.
Inside this trailer is what looks like a teenager's room, but hidden in plain sight is so much more.
That's a marijuana pipe.
This could be any kid's desk, but almost everything you see here is a way to hide drugs, vapes, or alcohol.
We were able to buy this one, which is right here. It's called a cart pen, and it is a vape. On the top, you put the cartridge inside of it, and you put this right on top of it. It does write like a pen, and then you're able to push the side right here, and then you can vape right out of it.
It's rare that we have any of the kids in these classrooms have not had some experience or some type of information themselves about vaping or drugs or alcohol.
This traveling trailer teaches anyone who works with kids how to spot signs of possible substance abuse or other risky behaviors.
Another thing we try to teach parents is to look in the garbage for clues if they're self-harming.
So could you spot these things? I found out it's harder than you might think.
Can you tell the difference?
Wow, no.
And then you have to kind of play with it a little bit and say, well, no, that one doesn't come apart, but screw off the bottom of that one. There you
There
go.
it is.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was bought here in town at a vape shop.
Where do you draw the line? How do you invade your child's privacy but still keep their trust?
Be involved. Kids state that their best deterrent from drugs is their mom, is their parents. Parents need to be involved in those kids' life. Ask them how things are going. What's going on at school? What's going on at home on the weekends? Be involved. But yeah, those parents need to be involved.
And it's okay if kids know, hey, I'm going to look through your room.
Yes. You should have that type of relationship with your kids.
Many teens are engaged in this high-stakes game of hide and seek, so it's vital that parents get involved now.
Parents know their kids best. And when your child starts exhibiting some behaviors that are not usual and you have some concerns, I think that's a time where a parent might want to consult, with the other parent or someone else. Is this a time where I can step into my kids' room and take a look at everything that's in there? And the answer is yes. Like, you need to protect your kids.
Now, that hidden in plain sight trailer is available for anyone over 18 to come look through and learn how to spot some of those hiding places. But the most important thing to remember is that it's not about busting your teens. It's about getting them the help they need. And that's really important. But boy, some of these hiding places are pretty amazing. I was very surprised.
Yeah, this one looks like one of just a regular charger.
Just a regular, just a regular box with a charger.
But it's not.
Yeah.
There you go.
And there you go. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
These containers can be used for practical everyday purposes such as organizing belongings, enhancing home security, and even as creative storage solutions for hobbies. There are various legitimate uses in everyday life. However, being aware of the maybe not so legitimate usages of everyday items can help us provide safe environments for our youth. Most kids are not using drugs, and most kids are not using diversion safes for negative purposes. Once again, this is just to build awareness of what could be out there. If you have missed any of the previous webinars, they are recorded and can be found on the nucenter.org mental health supports page. You can scan this QR code or go to the website listed and it will take you directly to the website. Just as a reminder, if you are an educator looking for relicensure hours, you need to complete the form for each webinar you watch. Scan this code or go to that website, and once again, you'll just fill out the form. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to give me any updates that you might find. Once again, the purpose of this is to educate and to help inform. And so that's kind of what I'm hoping to happen with this. So if you have parents who you think might benefit from watching it, or you have colleagues who aren't able to watch it and want to watch it later, please share as much as you can. And thank you for joining today.